Yeah. Now let me. I told you to download of Java 8. Okay. Java 8. Download this simply. Click on this or this one. Anything is fine. Or else I have given different link for you people. I think it will give off the latest one. With that, I have given some link to you people, right? Yes. See, so by default it is showing of Java 19 is the latest one, right? It is showing 19. So, but you can people can download of for time being Java 8. Come down little bit, okay, and then you can see of Java 8 and Java 11. Both you can use it, but for time being I'm using of Java 8. Okay, you can click on Java 8 and come down little bit. It will show up. All the Java 8 related Linux operating system OS and Mac OS, Solaris and Windows related. But most of the times our system will have Windows operating system. So click on Windows and download of most of our systems are 64-bit processors, right? So we can use up the Windows 60, the last whatever we have the second one, right? You can use of that. Okay, you can download from the second link, which I have highlighted my mouse. Okay, it will download of one executable file. Okay, then you need to double click on that and then install it. Only double click on next, it will install that. Maybe some people are using of some confusion, maybe it is not downloading properly, maybe. Okay, now let's start. Already 2 minutes or 4 minutes is over. Last class we have discussed about, yesterday we have discussed about types of variables, right? So instance variables, static variables, local variables, right? So today we are going to start off where are methods. Today we are going to start where are the methods. Okay, what is mean by where are method means, it is of like let's say we are writing of some code. Okay, with the practical we will see. Now let's remove this. Now I have written one class. Okay, class of addition or something. Okay, if I want to add two numbers, if I want to add sum of two numbers means I need to write one method with public void add of int a comma int b. Okay, let's this will go for the through directly in the eclipse itself instead of here. Let me write one method class is addition. This is of one class. I want to add two numbers. Okay, then in that case I need to write off one method with I need to write one method with add or sum with int a comma int b. Okay, now sum system dot out dot println sum is plus a plus b. Okay, it will sum both. So this is the static method. Let's make it static. So no need to create an object. Let's call this method by passing up two numbers. Okay, 10 comma 20. Okay, so if I'm running this one, what is the output, guys? Now it is of my requirement is only two numbers right now. Okay, right now my requirement is only sum of two numbers. It is giving up what is the value. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah, now see, now it is giving up 30. Okay, what is my requirement? I want to sum of only two numbers. Let's say for suppose I want to sum of three numbers. Then in that case, what we need to do? We need to write one more method with three parameters. One more method with three parameters. Okay, let's copy this. Let's copy this into C. Okay, then in this case, we'll get of three parameters. Let's call of one more method with 100, 200, comma 300. Okay, now in this case, if I am calling this method, which method you will call? The sum method with two parameters, right? It will execute. If I am passing three parameters, which method will execute? It will search for which sum method contains three parameters. Okay, now the second case, the second method will execute. Okay, the next one, guys, is it clear? First one is, this is method will take off two arguments. This method is taking off three arguments. Like let's say if I want one more method, four arguments, then I need to write off one more method. Correct or not, guys? So depends on the varying the depends on parameters is changing, increasing. Okay, I need to write off a new method. Okay, that is it is increasing the length of the code. Correct or not? Let's say if I want whether single parameter or two parameters or three parameters or 10 parameters, it doesn't matter. I want to execute of single method for all the parameters. Then in that case, the where parameters will come into the picture. Okay, now let's say if you want of four parameters means we need to write one more method. Okay, so until 1.4, this is the way we are doing of coding. Okay, we need to write off method, one more method if it is a four parameters means. Okay, let's execute of one more method with 400. Okay, now in this case, let's maybe people some with four params. Okay, some with three params. Okay, two params. Now I have commented of two parameters method and three parameters method calling, method calling. Now I am calling only four parameters method. Then in that case it will search for the method which contains some, which contains of four parameters of type int. Okay. Now let's search for this. Run as Java application. It is coming up 1000. Some with four parameters. This method is executed. Instead of writing these many methods, instead of writing of these many methods, I want to write a single method. I want to write a single method with to accept of any number of arguments, either single argument or doesn't have any arguments, or three arguments, 10 arguments, or 100 arguments. It doesn't matter, but I want to call right off a single method. Then in that case, the where parameters method will come into the picture. Now we'll see practically. We'll read this. So until 1.4 version, we can't declare a method with variable number of arguments. Okay, variable number of arguments. If there is a chance, there is a change in the number of arguments. There is a change in the number of arguments. Right now it is a 4. If I am passing 5 arguments, then I need to write off one more method. Okay, if it is a 10 arguments I am passing, then I need to write off one more method with 10 arguments. Okay, like that we need to write before 1.4. Okay, so then in that case what is happening? It is increasing the length of the code, right? Depends on the parameters. So it increases the length of the code to overcome this problem, where methods introduced in 1.4 version. Okay, according to this we can declare a method which takes variable number of arguments, variable number, any number of arguments we can pass it, or if you are not passing also fine, if you are passing also it will execute. Such a type of methods are called where are the methods. Okay, what is the syntax, how to exactly we need to represent that where are parameters means, normally method name, okay, write of public void sum static void sum of int, normally int a for three parameters, four parameters, int a, int b, int c, like that we are giving, right? If you want to pass variable arguments means we need to give int dot three dots, okay, and give some variable, and give some variable, then it is becoming var arg methods, okay, variable arguments. Then in that case it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter how many number of parameters you are passing, for all of them it will execute. Okay, some is will write up some logic, different logic, the method will call same. Okay, total 0 plus I. Okay, now standard out differential sum is total. Okay, in this case you people can observe, so I'm removing of all other methods, it can take of two parameter, three parameter, four parameters. Okay, so it is of based on increasing of the parameters we are writing a new methods, right, in the before case. Now I'm writing a single method to call of any number of methods with some method. Now let's see, enable all, enable all also fine. So the first case, what is the output, 30 will come. So in this case it will call this method with two parameters, in this case the same method will call with three parameters. If in this case it will pass this, it will call the same method with four parameters. Okay, now let's run it. See, sum is 3. If you want to remove also this, if you have any doubt. Okay, now let's see. See, the sum is for the first time 10 and 20 sum is 30. Okay, 100, 200, 300 sum is 600. Okay, 100, 200, 300 and 400 sum is 1000. Okay, so that means that from this you should understood like, so it is a varag method, it can take off any number of parameters. Let's say for suppose if without passing any parameters, without passing any parameters, if I'm passing, what is the output guys this time, what is the output of this time, I'm not passing any value. Okay, so it will come as defaultly 0. Okay, yes, defaultly this method will execute. Initially, the total value is 0. If there is no parameters I am passing, 0 will come and display. This condition will not satisfy. There is no parameters, right? So now let's run it. See, sum is 0. So that means that this where are methods, where are parameters, it can take off zero parameters or any number of parameters, or without parameters also it will accept based on the parameters which we are passing, dynamically it can execute it. Okay, and one more thing, let's say for suppose, let's say for suppose I have a method, I have one method public static static void sum. Same method with I'm taking of a comma int b. Okay, there is some priority is also available. Priority. Okay, the last priority will give the JVM will give last priority to vararg methods. Okay, let's say for suppose some params is a plus b. Okay, now this time, so in this case which method will execute, guys? The first one. Okay, it can accept zero parameters also. In the second case, there is a method with sum with two parameters. So first what JVM will check, is there any method with the name sum which takes off two parameters, two integer parameters. If it is available, then it will give off first priority to that method. Okay, if that is not there, then last priority it will give to the sum method with where are methods. Now practically run it. So in this case it is executing which method, guys? Some method with where arg. Okay, in the second case where while I am passing two parameters, so which method is executing this time? Second time. Maybe not clear means let's say comment it. Now guys, in this case which method you are expecting to execute? So if I am passing some method with one parameter also it will execute, zero parameter also, two parameter, four parameter, 10 parameter, doesn't matter. So which method is going to executing before? No, no, no. Now this time correct. What you said is this time some method with the two parameters I am passing, right? In this case it will execute. Fine. So before, if I am this method is not there, okay, then which method will execute? Always this method, right or not? Because only one method is there. If one method is there with if there is some method with some method with two parameters, okay, with two parameters, while executing of some method with two parameters, the first priority it will give to the method which contains two parameters. Okay, now in this case this method is having how many parameters? Line number 20, it contains of three parameters. In this case, do we have any method in this class which contains of three parameters? No. Yes. Yes. Then in that case, the JVM will execute this method int where method it will execute. So maybe you understood when this will execute. The first JVM will check is the method is available with the corresponding parameters. Is there any method is there? Then the first priority it will give to that method. If that is not there, then the last priority it will give to where method. Okay. Now let's run it and then see. The first one it will execute of the method parameter with two parameters, some method with two params. So we don't have any method with three parameters, so that is the reason it is executing of where method. Okay, now let's go to document. This is what the we can call this method by passing any number of int values including zero number also. Okay, now next. So this is what I have given both the example also with zero parameter, one parameter, two parameter, three parameter, four parameter. It doesn't matter. The method is same. It will execute. Okay. Next. Sometimes we need to. Sometimes we need to remember some points while we are writing of method with where are method. Okay. Whenever we are writing of any method with variable arguments. Okay. Then we need to follow some. We need to remember some rules. Okay. Now before that so I'm giving up some exercises. Okay, int, or let me go to, let me here. So the dot 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 is there, right? So here whenever you are giving dot dot dot, this is very important. So it will accept of, see, before, after, before variable and after data type. Okay, in between only it will accept. Okay, now let's say if I'm giving these three dots after this, it will not accept, it is a error. Okay, on these three dots can be, we can give to here also, it is fine, but in between this data type and variable only, not after. Okay, and three dots must be sequence only, we can't give one dot here and two dots after the variable. Okay, that we should not give. Okay, and see, all I have given of some valid scenarios here. Okay, and even if you don't give any gap also, it is fine. Internally the JVM will take care of that. Okay, apart from these scenarios, if you are giving any other scenarios, okay, then it will give off error. You should not give after this. Then in this case it is a single parameter, it won't take up multiple, then it is become, it is not, it is a normal method, it's not a vararg method. Okay, if you are giving without dot dot means it is a normal method, the meaning. Okay, control Z. Okay, this is what the exercise. And one more thing, next point, rules. We can mix of vararg parameter with normal parameter. We can mix of vararg parameter with normal parameter means, let's say, along with vararg parameter, along with vararg parameter, we can give off, we can give some other parameters also, like other data type, float equal to b. Okay, but it is giving a error. Why means, so compulsory, whatever the vararg parameter, it should be the last one in the parameters list, it should be last one. Okay, otherwise it will give compilation error, it should be the last one. See, if you are giving it is a before as a first parameter, if it is a single parameter method means, then we can no issue. If you have multiple parameters in the method, then vararg parameter must be the last one. Okay, that is the rule number one. We can mix, we can mix of vararg parameter with normal parameters. Okay, and if we mix a normal parameter with vararg parameter, then vararg parameter should be the last parameter. Okay, that's what I told you before, we can use of multiple parameters in the method, but vararg method should be, vararg parameter must be in the last position of parameter list. Okay, after this we can't declare anything. Okay, any parameters, or else the float can give float c or v. So this is the last one. If you are giving vararg methods means, that must be the last parameter, that's what the rule number. Okay, next, and we can't take off more than one vararg parameters in a method. Okay, right now we are taking off one second. Right now we are taking of, right now we are taking of two parameter, one is float variable, other one is int vararg method. Okay, but so we can't give more than one vararg parameter methods. Okay, inside in single method I can't give more than one vararg types. Okay, it is of int type. Okay, I can't give of float dot 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 b, just assume, or else n. So it must be only one, it will not accept of more than one. Okay, that is also a one more rule. Okay, is it clear guys, this rule till now? One is, what is the first rule? We can, along with vararg parameters, along with Vararg parameters we can use of normal parameters also. Along with Vararg parameters, we can use of normal parameters. Okay, normal parameters means anything int variable, float, double, or char, boolean, anything we can use it. But while we are writing those things, you can mix it. But Vararg parameter must be the last one. Remember that point. The next one, and in the method we can accept of it will the compiler will accept of only one vararg parameter, only one vararg parameter. It won't accept of multiple vararg parameters. That is also a another rule we need to remember. Next, the next one is inside a class, we can't declare vararg method and corresponding one-dimensional array. What is mean by one-dimensional array, guys? One-dimensional array means, can you say this is one-dimensional array? Let's say int. Is it one-dimensional array or two-dimensional array? Sorry. Okay. Reason is we have only one dimensions, right? If you are giving up one more means, then it is becoming two-dimensional array. Correct or not? So where are parameters will represent internally, it will convert to one dimensional array. JVM internally it will convert to one dimensional array. Okay. Now, so can we replace with dot 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 with array? Now that rules we will see now. Okay. Now, so in the class, if we are declaring in the class, if we are declaring, see here, if you are declaring one integer, one int vararg parameter, then it will not allow of one more vararg parameter with int array, with integer one dimensional array, guys. Sorry, with integer one dimensional array. This is of, now if I am writing up one more method, okay, hello, sorry, any doubt, guys? Hello. It, it, sorry, okay, 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 sorry. Yeah. Now instead of dot dot dot, if you are one more method, if I'm creating one more method with the public static void mm, sum of here we have integer array, right? So it will not accept of one more array with one dimensional array. Okay. In the same class, it will not accept of, it will say like it is a duplicate method. The reason is internally JVM will compiler will convert this as a one dimensional array. That is the reason it will not accept of the integer array with integer array. It's a single parameter. Okay. If it is a multiple parameter means then no issue. Okay, then in that case no issue. Okay, if a single parameter means then if a single varchar parameter with single one dimensional array means then both are same, the compiler will give a duplicate method. Okay, so either we can use of integer dot 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 or varchar parameter or integer array. Okay. Now that's what the meaning of the last point. So inside a class, we can declare a vararg method. We can declare a vararg method and corresponding one dimensional array simultaneously. Okay, we can't declare, not we can declare. So we can't declare vararg method with one dimensional array and with one is with where are parameter. So both should not be possible. Okay, that's what the meaning of the rule number 4. Next, Is it clear, guys? The rule number 4, with let's say we have one method with where arg parameter of type is int, okay, and the same method we should not give with one dimensional array of int type. So internally it will convert this where arg parameter to one dimensional array. That is the reason it is saying directly duplicate method. Okay, clear, guys? This one, guys, is it clear or not? The last point, yeah. Now next, go to next point. Let's see. We can't declare. This one is fine. Int xxx and int array. There are method, general method. Yeah. So this scenario also I have covered already. Let's see. Okay. Already, whatever that, if it is a method with that many number of argument is there, means the first priority it will give for that method which contains of that many number of arguments. Okay. That's what the point of this meaning. Okay. So I have taken off method without any parameter, method with two parameter, method with single parameter. So method with without any parameter means in this case it will execute of where arg method, the first case. Okay, second time method 1 of 10 comma 20. So we don't have any method within the class which contains of two parameters here. So then in that case it will execute of where arg method only. Then last case it will we are passing of method 1 of 100, only single parameter. Then inside the class we have a method with inside the class we have a method with single parameter, right? So that is the case, first priority it is giving with a single parameter. Okay, if it is not there, then only it will go for the where arg methods. Okay, now that's what. Is it clear this point also, right? Already we have covered through practically also that one. Now next one. Next, so in general where arg method will be the least priority. Okay, this point I told you, the first where arg method will give priority only at the last only. Okay, now that is if no other method matched, if no other method is matched for the parameters which we are passing, then only it will go for where arg method. Okay, we'll get the last chance will be get by where arg method. Now, whenever one dimensional array is present, whenever one dimensional array is present, we can replace with where arg method. Let's say, for example, if a method already I have a method with already I have a method with one dimensional array method. Okay, already I have a method with one dimensional array. Okay, now let's control it. Don't want to disturb it. That's one more call with so then in this case we need to pass off one array, it is accepting of array object. Now we need to write off int of else directly we can pass off this, or else we need to give off we can give one int array equal to okay. Now we can pass off v object. Okay, now we can pass off v object. So that means that we can replace array with dot where are the parameter. Okay, that means that here in this case we can replace. Now it is executing of three parameters. Now let's execute. It is giving of output. Okay, now I can replace wherever already I have code is developed. I can replace this single dimensional array of method with dot 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 with dot dot dot. Okay, but in this case no issue. Okay, in this case no issue, but we can't reverse it again. See, again we can't reverse it. Let's make it, yeah, yeah. See, wherever one dimensional array is present, we can replace with where are parameter in the code, where are parameter in the code. Okay, this one, but it is not giving up any error directly. So at the time of here, before it is array, right or not, and I am passing off array object to that class, to this method, right? So even though if I am modifying this array to dot dot dot, it is not giving up any error. Okay, any error, but reverse is not possible. Reverse means the thing is, let's say already dot dot int, I'm giving up into dot dot dot, so that I can't reverse to array, one dimensional array. The reason is it can accept of single parameter also, without parameter also it will accept, correct or not? Let's say before case is this is the one, correct or not? Now let's have a method with integer dot 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 dot. It is a vararg method. Now this I can't replace to array. Reason is it is accepting of array. Okay, dot dot can accept without parameter also, right or not? Compulsory array means we need to pass off array object. It cannot accept of zero parameter, right or not? Array compulsory we need to give up something, some array, at least array object also we need to pass. So in this case, one scenario will fail, that will not execute. If you are giving up, let's say for example, one more thing, be practical, one more thing. Enable this. Okay, if I'm giving, in this case which method will execute? In the first sum of only zero parameter. In this case also it can accept, correct or not, right? Now let's execute. See, sum is zero is coming without parameters. If it is a array type means, compulsory it is accepting of some array type argument, correct or not? So that's where it will fail. It will not accept that, it will not accept that parameter. So you, from this you should understood, we can replace one dimensional array with dot dot dot, but we can't replace one dimensional array with vararg parameter. Clear, guys? We can replace one dimensional array with where are parameter. Okay, but we can't replace where are parameter with one dimensional array. Okay, this you need to remember this point, very important. Okay, whenever one dimensional array is present, we can replace with where are parameter, that is possible. Okay, but whenever where parameter is present, we can't replace with one dimensional array. Okay, that's what I have given now example. Okay, is it clear or not now, or you want me to explain one more time this one? Yeah, okay, yeah, super. Now let's remove this. I'm being control x. Okay, even remove this also. Now in this case, okay, in my class I have a method with one method is with control x, one more method take void sum of with single parameter also we'll take it into now. So what I'm doing? So I'm calling of one method. Okay, I have inside my class. I have one method with some method with one parameter, some method with two parameter, some method with where arg parameter type is there. Three methods is there. Okay. Now practical. Now we'll see. So which method I'm calling now? Some method with no parameter. Correct or not? Are you passing any parameters inside some method in line number 22? No parameter. So I'm executing a some method. Okay, some method with any without any parameter. So in this case, the JVM will give priority to which method out of these three? To which method it will give priority? Yes, the reason is we don't have any method with zero parameter. Correct or not? We don't have any method with zero parameter. That is the reason, right? So now let's say for suppose if there is a method with zero parameter. Now let's first run it and then which method is executing. See, sum is zero is coming, that means that this method is executing, right? Let's say for example I have added one more method with without any parameter, sum with zero parameters. Okay, sum with zero parameter. Now you are expecting of which method will execute now? Method or which method? I'm calling some method with zero parameter. So you mean this one will execute or this one? First. Yes, correct, exactly. The JVM first priority it will check. So is there any method with zero parameter of some name, the method name with some? Then first priority it will give to this method. If this method is not available in the class, then only it will give priority to some method with where are parameter. Yes, this is one understanding. Good. Now next, okay. Next one is with where are array, right? Arrays. Okay, that one will go for that. Now I am going for zero parameter. Now no issue. Now if I am calling of two parameter means then already we have a method with two parameter. It will give a priority to this one. Now let's run it. Sum with two parameters 30, 10 plus 20. If I am passing three parameter. Now what is the output now? Now output is 60. Yes, correct. Where arg method will execute. We don't have any method with the three parameter. Now instead of where arg method, instead of where arg method, just assume where arg method is not there. Array is there. In before this code is written long back before 1.5 version. Okay. Let's assume that time what we will do. Let's remove this. Add of this integer one array. Okay, this is of array creation, right or not? With integer array, three parameters or 10 parameters, it doesn't matter how many number of parameters it is. So now I'm passing what is the sum method it is taking. What is the argument type? This one, it is of one dimensional array. Array, right? Array. So I'm passing this object to this method. Okay, now let's run execute it. Let's execute it. We got up some output, right? Now I will not do any changes now. Only the first point. What is the first point? Whenever one dimensional array is present, wherever, okay, wherever one dimensional array is present, we can replace with where arg parameter. We can replace with where arg parameter means what I need to do? Remove that one dimension, add three dots. Is it giving any error? I didn't do any modification. Removed one dimensional array, added three dots. Any other things I did? No, right? It is accepted. Now let's run it. Whether we'll get the output or not. Is output is coming or not? Right? So that's what the meaning of first point. Wherever one dimensional array is present, we can replace with where are parameter. What is before? Before it is right in this method. We don't have where are method in our class. Now what I have added, I am replacing that one dimensional array parameter with dot 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 with so it is accepted and it is executing. Right or not? It is executing. Now for time being, let's assume this is not there. This is not there. I am executing of this is a normal parameter. Okay, just 100, 300 and 400. 100, 100. Okay, we'll get up some good round figure. Now, so in this case, what is this method? We have a method with we don't have any method with four parameters. So that is the reason it will execute of where arg parameter. Correct or not? Right? Now, what I am telling, wherever where arg parameter is present in the class, we can't replace with one dimensional array. We can't replace with I have a class. Inside my class, I have a method with where are parameter, correct or not? So in this case I can't replace with where are parameter with one dimensional array. Where are parameter with one dimensional array is not possible, so it is giving error below, correct or not? See here below. But in case of before case, while modifying from one dimensional array to three dots, it is not giving any error and it is executed also. Now in this case, just I change it from three dots to one dimensional array. What it is giving? See, it is giving of error. See, the sum method with, oh, 1 second. Yeah, it's correct only, no? Yeah. Now, unresolved compilation problem. The method with sum of int comma int in the type of addition test is not applicable for arguments with 4. It is not accepting. Right or not? So, in the class, there is a method with two parameters. Right? But we are passing four parameters. Correct or not? That is the reason it is not accepting, it is not identifying itself. So that is reverse is, from this you should understood one dimensional array to where our parameter is possible. From one dimensional array to where our parameter is not possible. Is it clear or not? Let me, guys, do you have any where are parameter in the class? Do we have where are parameter in the class? No, right? Now, what is my first point? Whenever one dimensional array, we have one dimensional array method, right? Sum with one dimensional array, correct or not? Right? Now, whenever one dimensional array is present, we can replace with where are parameters. What is mean by where are parameters? We need to give up three dots, correct or not? Now, I am replacing with one dimensional array with three dots. That means it is a where arg method, correct or not? Right? We can replace one dimensional array with where arg parameter. That is possible. Okay, the compiler will not give any error, it will execute successfully. Is it clear this point? This point is clear or not, guys? Now, yes, one dimensional array is replacing with vararg parameter. That is possible. Okay. Now, later, already I have implemented my code with vararg parameter. That means, let's remove this 10 comma 30 comma 40. Okay. So, in this case, we have a method with vararg parameter method. Correct or not? We have a method in my code in my class. I have a one method with vararg parameter, right? So now read this point. Whenever vararg parameter present, whenever vararg parameter method present, okay, we can't replace with one dimensional array. This method we can't replace with one dimensional array. Before it is possible, now in this case it is not possible. Is it clear this time? You people do some practice. If still not understanding, not clear, means tomorrow class will discuss. Is it okay? Try that. Yeah. Now let's go back. Now we need to go for now where experiments is clear means then we are going to command line arguments. Command line arguments. What is mean by main method and command line arguments means right now, so in our code we are hard coding the values, correct or not? So to sum of these variables we are hard coding, correct or not? Directly we are at the my requirement is at the time of running the program, at the time of running the program I want to give my values, I want to give my integer values dynamically. I want to give dynamically. Here I can say already hard coded, I can know that 10, 20, 30, 40 means it is 100 is fixed value, that I know that. But I don't want to pass these values hard coded, I want to give this values as dynamically. This time always it will give the output is 100 only, but I don't want this behavior. I want dynamic values to pass this, I want to pass dynamically the values to this method. Okay, that we can achieve by using command line arguments. How to pass command line arguments means now let's say at the time of running, so we have an option called java run java application. This will run the existing application. If you want to pass some parameters to the class, then we need to go for run configuration. Okay, run configuration. Then let me expand it. Okay, what is the class name? Our class name is addition test. Correct. So addition test. So go to the second tab. Go to second tab. Here we need to pass the parameters in the program argument section. In the program argument section, we need to pass that. Okay. For that, we need to whatever the values that we are passing here, whatever the values that we are passing here 100, 200, 300, 400. Okay, what is the value now total? 1000. Now if I am running, output will come as 100 only. The reason is I am not reading, I have passed the values, but I need to read those values. How to read those values means by using of arguments, string argument from the main method. In the public static void main method we have a parameter called array. Array or not, string array is there, string array is there. So through this whatever the values that we are passing in the outside in the programming parameter section, that we can retrieve or we can get by using of this argument type, this argument type parameter. Now let's by default, what is this type? Int type or string type? It is of string type. So we need to convert our values into integer values. Okay, for that we need to, let's say, integer dot parsing of or here yes args of zero parameter. First parameter I want to read it. Okay, now num1. Okay, just copy paste num2, num3, num4. Okay, 0, 1, 2. This is of 1. This is of 3. Okay, 3 parameters I want to pass dynamically. Now these values, whatever the values that I am passing dynamically, that I am passing here. Now 2, 3, 4. Okay, now let's go and send the details. Now run as configurations. So already, now let's see, already we have 100, 200, 300 and 400. So compulsory we need to give space between the parameters. If space is there means it will treat as a separator. JVM will treat them as separators. First I have given as 100. After that what I have given space. Okay, then it is treating that up to that space it will treat as one argument. Okay, after that I have given 200. Okay, it will read 200. After 200 also I have one space is there, right or not? So then again it will be a separator. 200 is a separate argument, 100 is a separate argument. Like that all arguments it will read one by one. Okay, now let's, so 0 is the first position. Okay, array will start from, index will start from where? 0. That already I told you in the arrays concept. Okay, 0th position, first position, second position, third position. In the same sequence I have read it 0, first, second and third. Now let's run it. What is the output, guys? Now what with the output is coming? Did I? So now let's say I don't want to touch my program. Okay, I don't want to touch my program. If I want to change my values, if I want to change my values, change it to 1000. Okay, 2000, 3000. Okay, 4000 if I'm giving. So now it will give output is 10,000, right or not? 10,000. So did I touch my program? No, right? So without touching or, so now we are passing the values dynamically, correct or not? So before case directly we have hard coded our values inside the program. If we are modifying, then compulsory we need to recompile the code and rerun it. Compulsory we need to rebuild it. At the compulsory the code must be rebuilt. Compilation has to done. But in this case no compilation. So the values we can pass dynamically. Okay, now one more point. So this is of numbers. Let's say for example, let's say for example, if I want to pass some data. Okay, if I'm passing of one more example, instead of let's say look, okay, name. Okay, name as arguments, we can use of for loop or for each loop, anything, guys. Okay, now name is name. Okay, now, so directly before what is happening, so number I am passing, I am converting to, it is string to number. Now I am passing off directly integer string only. Okay, now let's wait, it is reading one by one, right? Directly it is reading 1000, 2000, 3000, 4000. Now if I am passing names, if I am passing off names instead of, let's remove this. Okay, first, okay, puja. Okay, next, okay, next ram. Okay, if I'm passing the parameters like this, okay, it will treat as, it will treat as three names. It will treat as three names. See, name is puja, name is sri, name is ram. Okay, but sometimes our name might contains space also. Correct or not? Right, guys? Let's say, let's say for suppose, let's say for suppose, Mohan Kumar. Okay, Mohan Kumar. Let's say Mohan Kumar. Okay, then it is dividing. I'm passing as a single name. Mohan Kumar is a single name. Okay, but it is dividing that into two names. Mohan is one name, Kumar is one name. That's what it is dividing, because the space is available in between the name. Right? If you want to make it as a single name, then we need to pass that as a like a within double quotes. Within double quotes, that how means, we need to give double quotes here. Okay, now let's see, let's see if I'm giving puja sri. Okay, puja sri, single name. Here I'm giving two names within double quotes. Then it will treat as a Mohan space Kumar is a one name, Puja space Sri is a one name. Okay. Now let's run it. How many names it is giving? How many names it is giving? Two names. So if you want to combine if you want to combine the spaces between the words, then we need to give them as a within double quotes. Then it will treat as within double quotes whatever that is there, it will treat as a single value with a single argument. Let's say for suppose, for all in between whatever that is there, two. Now, so entire things I'm giving a single double quotes, right? Only within one double quotes only I have given. Now it will treat as a single argument, and it will give as Mohan Kumar Puja Sri is a single name it is treating. Okay, so for each value, if space is there between the words, then in that case we need to give that word as a double quotes. Okay, if how many number of parameters that you are passing, that many string values you need to pass in the parameter section. Okay, is it clear, guys? I will repeat this command line arguments tomorrow morning. Is it okay? For briefly, I am giving today. Tomorrow, I will repeat it again. Okay? Yeah. I think that's all for today's class. Maybe we'll meet again tomorrow. I'll share the document soon. Okay? Yeah. Thank you, guys. We'll meet tomorrow. Thank you. Yeah.